Hello, boys and girls. Today I'm going to talk about my opinion on Compulsion teaming up with Gearbox to bring us We Happy Few in the best possible way they can. This is something that it does bother me, so I might get a little heated in this. I want to start off by saying, I show respect to people of other opinions. As long as your opinion is valid and you're not just spewing hate and garbage based off of ignorance. I'm sure some of you have valid arguments and reasonings, but I am pretty confident the majority of hate that I'm seeing on the internet is probably by people who don't actually know what they're talking about, and they're just riding the wave because the media knows it, most people know it. Hate, anger, conflict, that gets attention, unfortunately. I would really like to see more positivity in the internet, so let me not ramble on too long on that. Let me get to the specifics here. So, We Happy Few. This is a game I'm very excited for. I bought it in early access, and I'm very excited for it to have a full release. And they came out with great news. They came out with an official release date, or at least a release window. I can't remember which. They also came out with information saying, hey, we partnered up with Gearbox so that we can make this game even bigger and better than we had originally intended, and we can make sure it reaches everybody, it can come to PS4 and all that stuff. We're doing everything we can to make this as good for you as possible. And what is the reaction people are giving? Oh, you just turned a $30 indie game into a $60 AAA game without actually doing anything. You just want more money, you're greedy, stuff like that. There's so much hate. And people, the backlash. Why is there backlash? There shouldn't be this. So let me break it down for you a little bit, because I'm confident that people just don't understand what early access. I feel like that's the only logical explanation, is they don't understand. And like I said, people, they don't really want to do the research into these things. They just listen to somebody's opinion for 5 minutes. Hopefully you'll listen to this opinion for 5 minutes. And then they kind of just take what they said as the word of God, and that's all they need to know. So I feel like if we have a better foundation, maybe we will be able to stop this nonsense of hate and vomit of toxicity. So let me say something real quick. Early access. What is early access? So this is very similar to Kickstarter, which this also started as a Kickstarter. You give them money in hopes that they will be able to make something amazing that you will love. And they have a general idea of what they want to do. But, disclaimer, when you're giving them the money, you should know this. If you don't know this, it's your fault. Things can change, visions can change, they can do more than you, in my opinion, for We Happy Few at least, they're doing more than you expected them to do. And guess what? That's part of the risk. That's why you get it at a discounted price. It's not a $30 indie game turned into a $60 AAA title overnight. It's that a game that could potentially be AAA title has been confirmed to be a AAA title is now going to be the full $60, because guess what? There's no more risk. That's why you get it at the discount, because you're taking on the risk that it will never even come to be. When you do a Kickstarter and when you do some early access games, you take on the risk that something could happen and you can't get a refund, and that money is gone. You have to believe in the company. So I don't think a lot of the people that are really angry are even the ones who Kickstarted, because I think they knew that. But anyway, so that's the foundation. I want to make sure you understand that. Early access, you get it at a cheaper price because you take on a risk. So what Compulsion came out and said is, hey guys, guess what? there's no more risk. We know that we're going to come out. We have a very good idea, a lot better than we had a year ago, of what the final game is going to look like. And guess what? It's a lot bigger than we had intended. It's got a lot more stuff, so much flexibility on how you want to play, so many more interactions. We've really polished this up, guys. We've done a great job, and we're glad to announce that we have an end date, and you don't have to wait forever. You know, this will come to be. They're saying all this good stuff. It's not that they're saying, hey, we're going to just jack this price up to 60. They gave us a warning when it was going to go up. They're like, hey guys, early access, it's going to go up to $60 in like a month or two. I think they gave maybe 2 months notice. But still, if it's a game you honestly even cared about in the first place, you probably either kickstarted it, or like me, I didn't kickstart because I wasn't I don't know if I even knew about it when it was on Kickstarter. But also I wasn't sure if it was coming to Xbox console, and that would be the only reason I wouldn't want to kickstart it. And then so it came to the preview program, the early access on the console, and I was like, hey, guess what? It's only $30. Sure, I don't get all the benefits of Kickstarter. I missed out on that opportunity, but for $30, I'm going to grab this because this is something I want to support, and I really want it to become a thing. And so guess what? It's becoming a thing. So I feel like that might be the confusion, is that people just don't understand what early access is. You're taking on a risk at a discounted price. Now that there's no risk, there's no discounted price. If you still don't understand that, or if you still have an issue with that particular part, please leave in the comments. If you can be respectable, and if you can be clear and concise with what you're saying, if you think you have a valid argument, I don't think you do, probably, but if you think you have a valid argument, I will listen to it. Just be respectful. Leave a note in the comments. Say what you got to say. As for teaming up with Gearbox, I understand people aren't happy with Alien Colonial Marines, Duke Nukem, blah 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 blah, Battleborn, whatever you want to say. Compulsion is still the developers here, guys. So it's not like Gearbox is taking full control. Compulsion is still doing what they're doing. So if you've been excited for the game until that announcement, you should still be excited, if not more, after the announcement. And they did announce a season pass, which people were not happy about. Guess what, guys? A season pass is pretty darn standard at this point. If you come out with a game that doesn't have a season pass, that's almost the taboo. That's the rare part right there, is no season pass for this game. And I personally like season passes because they give you the option to get even more content. If it's a game you love, hey, guess what? You can pay a little bit more money, you can get more stuff. And if you don't love it, don't pay more money. It's choice, and you're angry about choice. I understand there's fears about it being cut out and whatnot, but in all honesty, I feel like the amount of season passes that have actual cut out content isn't that high, and I don't believe that's what they're doing. And in my opinion, there's nothing to say otherwise. They have said that they're not going to do anything with the DLC until after the game launch, so why aren't you believing them? Also, I saw one video. God, I hated that video. It was just so angry and nonsense. There was so much nonsense. They were angry about. They almost like insulted. Like they were insulted that there was a collector's edition for, I think it was like $150 or whatever. If you don't want the collector's edition, don't buy it. It's that simple. I personally was upset the collector's edition said it was only for UK. Hopefully that will change. I would love the collector's edition. I will give them some more money for the collector's edition. That's my choice. It's my money. If you don't want to spend that money for a collector's edition, don't get it. I don't understand how that can upset you. But anyway, there's so much more to talk about, but I really want to wrap this up. I know you've been listening to me rant for a while here. Please, if you want to have an actual conversation about this, leave it in the comments. Be respectful, and I hope you have a good day. But let's get positivity going, guys.